Hello friends, I am Mr. Mahendra. I am a geologist by profession, now a retired geologist from Groundwater Survey and Development Agency. I am a good friend of Pasadika since 1989. We both were studying in Pune University, the Department of Geology. We are doing our post-graduation. We completed it in 1991. Thereafter, we both joined Groundwater Survey and Development Agency as geologists through MPSC. Now, during these years, I very closely came to know that Pasadika had a thirst for spiritual growth. And I was all the time observing him. He had the thirst for gaining more and more knowledge of spiritual things. But I never interfered in those matters at that time. I kept on observing him for last 5 years after our completion of post-graduation. I used to see he used to do the healing, he used to do meditations, but I never practiced that. But one day I felt that I should do something because I saw some miraculous results what Pasadika was doing in his healing. So that was the most valuable thing in my life, that I got into a spiritual life. Thereafter, I started practicing meditations and healing. From time to time, I got guidance from Pasadika, how to do healing. Meanwhile, after doing lot of, as we were geologists and we were posted at different places, very rarely we used to meet, but we had talks on phone. Thereafter, when I started healing, I started it first on my family members for their simple and critical ailments. I would very surely like to quote an example of my son, who was born in the year 2000. When he was born, he was suffering from jaundice, and doctor has asked him to be kept in an incubator for 14 days under ultraviolet light to get cured. So as I had learned healing and I had guidance from Pasadika, I started healing my son immediately, and on the 4th day he was out of the incubator and was cured completely of jaundice. This was a miracle for me. And here, in a critical case, I would like to quote my mother's example. My mother, in the year 2002, suffered from throat cancer. So we had got her treatment done in a Ruby Hall clinic. At that time, her throat cancer was detected at 3rd stage. And doctors were not sure that she will survive for more than 6 months. And they had declared that operation is the only solution to this. And in operation, they have to remove her vocal cord, then she won't be able to speak. But she can survive for 6 months, maximum 8 months or 1 year, not more than that. That was what the doctors told us. Since I knew healing, I had good guidance from Pasadika and his friend, doctor, very close friend of his, Dr. Marathe. I told Pasadika I will start healing my mother. So immediately I started healing her. And meanwhile, we talked to the doctors and requested not to operate her, because once her voice goes off, she won't live. That is what I knew from the bottom of my heart. So I told, please apply chemotherapy. Doctors said chemotherapy will hardly reduce 50% of the tumor, not more than that. And we are not sure whether she will survive for 6 months or say 8 months. So even then, I took the decision of doing chemotherapy. So 8 cycles of chemotherapy were decided for my mother's treatment. Then every 1.5 months there was 1 cycle. Another 1.5 months, next cycle. So likewise, these 8 cycles were going to be performed. So I started healing with the help of with the help and under the guidance of Pasadik and his very close friend Dr. Marathe, I started healing her. After first, second and third cycle, I had an intuition that her tumor might have got reduced or something like that. That was intuition to me. So I requested doctors to perform a CT scan of her throat. But doctors were not ready to do that. They said after 6 cycles we will perform the CT scan. Under my pressure, they performed the CT scan, and to the very surprising, there was no tumor at all in her throat. And this was the most miraculous moment for me. And I believed in this spiritual growth and spiritual healing. And I'm really thankful and grateful to Pasadik, to Dr. Marathe for guiding me. And this valuable moment of my life turned my life into a spiritual life. I'm really thankful and grateful. Thank you very much, Pasadik. Thank you.